beginning to end. No gimmick, if I rap it, dude, I live it then. And you can't do it, so ain't no need for mimicking. I'm not innocent, I'm on a mission, so let me finish it. Matter of time before they summon the army in. I'm probably on the FBI's most wanted list. I'm probably going to hung like an ornament. I'm on a life mission to abolish all the government.
Look around and tell me what you think, because it's coming down, are you listening? Stop and look, this is what I made. Yeah, it's going down, it's going down. Open your eyes, the state you're in is a state of mind. Freedom disguise, the state you're in is a state of mind.
What's up? What's up? How's it going, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I guess as good as you can do, considering everything that's been going on this last week or two or so. Crazy things going on right now in the country. Crazy things going on right now in the world. And so, I haven't done one of these podcasts in a while, and I thought I would do one. I figure, this is a good time to, give people something to listen to, but also, kind of get some stuff off of my chest of how I feel things are going, how I feel kind of we've handled the situation with everything in this country and just around the world, and how long I feel like this is going to really take, and just the impact it has on everyone's lives and stuff. But very crazy stuff going on right now with the virus, and we're going to be talking about all about that and more today on the show. Before I introduce my guests, so a couple things I wanted to give you guys updates on. One of which is that since this podcast does go through my YouTube channel as well, expect this to be seeing at least a couple more uploads on there over the next roughly I'd say a couple of weeks or so. I've got a couple of basketball videos I want to upload relatively soon. I'm expecting that, while this virus continues, I'll be able to do at least one of these podcasts every week. So I'll definitely be trying to have different guests on, talk about, certain things. We'll be talking about the virus, obviously, as it's the prevailing story right now in the world. We'll be talking about some other stuff too to kind of try to get our minds off it a little bit as well. But anyways, nonetheless, with all of that being said, I'd like to go ahead and I'll bring in my first guest. We're actually going to be getting a couple other people in here in probably like the next, I'd say half hour or so. But right now, we're going to go ahead and start. And once again on is one of my best friends. You guys know him. He's been on the show multiple times. My good friend, Ricardo Navarrete. How you doing, Ricky?
Oh man, we're back as another co-host. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not co-hosting.
Might as well be by now.
All the time. I know. I'm just a very all the time here kind of guest. I'm doing all right, bro. How are you?
Yeah, as good as I can do. And I've told some people I've been getting out to try to do whatever I can do outside while I still can. They in Lincoln, anyways, just closed the basketball courts and the tennis courts. I'm not sure about the high school, and we'll have to see maybe in the next few days if that's still open or not, as we really like to play tennis and stuff. But it's definitely a life changer, big time. But what I will say is, I'm still luckily, I'm still able to get out and do stuff like, go play a round of golf. Or today I actually went and played some disc golf for the first time in a while. And at the same time, while this is very detrimental kind of thing in terms of not being able to do hang out with your friends as much or go out and do as much with people it definitely gives you a chance to actually get caught up on, I think, more important stuff when it comes to, regardless if it's work or schoolwork at home, or for me, it's been working out. I've been working out a lot more, and that's been helping. I obviously, as restaurants have been closed, I haven't gone out to eat as much, which has also helped contribute towards my health. So, there is a silver lining in all of this. It's just, a very unfortunate situation to be in, though, considering the circumstances. And so I guess I'll go ahead and start with this. I mean, first off, just go ahead, Ricky, with school and everything. Before this virus, and obviously, I guess I'll start with that. Before this virus, since the last time you were on and stuff, how have things been going for you? How's school going? Just how's life going for you overall? I guess before all of this started, we'll obviously be talking about more in the podcast about how this has changed our lives and stuff. But I guess overall, an update of how you've been doing before all of this craziness did start.
Well, real quick before this starts, I'd like to address that on your last podcast that you had, or is it a podcast or is it more of a show at KSSU? What do you consider it?
I consider it more of a show, I would say.
Okay, on your last show,
podcast.
Yeah, get out of here.
Oh, by the way, our good friend
star that we
Michael's
know
here
who
now.
it is.
Our good friend Michael Kokonen is on the show now.
Good
by
friend,
the way.
no good for nothing except for being late.
What?
I was just saying, disclaimer. So on your last show, I was wrong when I said, wishful thinking is hopefully after 2 weeks everything goes back to normal. Clearly,
3 weeks. I think
that is not the case.
Yeah.
I think I said 2, but I said it's realistically going to be 3. Realistically, it has not been 3 weeks. It's going to be like 3 months.
Yeah.
So that's all going to crap. But
yeah, and that's
anyways,
hopefully,
before.
Wait.
Yeah.
For the coronavirus to go away?
Yeah, I thought when it was barely breaking out that it was going to be like a 2-week thing and everybody
it's not going to go away until we have a vaccine. Let's just make that.
No, you're not going away until I have a vaccine.
Well, we'll be talking about, our thoughts on everything with that in a while, but, just as a quick update, yeah, just tell me basically how stuff's been going with you, Ricky, before all this craziness started.
Well, long story short, before the quarantine, I was stuck in my room doing homework and engineering stuff all day, barely had time to see anybody. Now, I'm still stuck in my room, still doing homework, and now I'm doing labs from home. But ironically, I have more time to go out and hang out, which is
we can't
not
do
what I'm
anything
supposed to be doing. No, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not supposed to be doing that.
Oh.
But, I find that people are more in the rebellious state now and, like, peaceful protesting and going out against the law. It's not really protesting, though.
They don't enforce it. It's more for the businesses from what I hear, so that
It's
the
scare
businesses
tactics. They're trying to use scare tactics on us.
No, it's just for the businesses. That's what I read. Because me and Casey were just walking around in the SAC last night, and a police car just drove past us, and they drove past us twice, but they didn't say anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can't question, why you're out and stuff, because, I mean, you could be going to the store, you could go and be doing something, essential, and stuff, but, I mean...
It was 2 a.m.
Oh, that's a good... Didn't think about that, but, I mean, maybe there's nobody out at that time, so they really don't care anyways, but, I guess... Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess. I guess with that being said, I'll bring in my second guest, which is my good friend Michael Kokonen, who's been on many of our shows before. How you doing, Michael? And then basically how just give me an update on how things have been going for you with you before all of this started.
MDK. All right, so it's been quite the same. I just haven't been able to go out. That's it.
Yeah, so I know that your job, I work at a Top Golf. I know you work at Ross. I know both of our jobs, mine got, shut down before yours did. I know yours has been shut down
all
now.
3 of our jobs, I filed for unemployment before the virus, just FYI.
What was your job?
I'm pretty sure Top Golf shut down before mine. But...
It did, yes, it did. Yeah, that's what I said. Ricky, what's your job?
My job is being a full-time student at Sac State.
That's true. You technically yours did get shut down. Unfortunately, you can't file for unemployment for that. But no, I mean seriously though. In terms of, I know you said it's been roughly the same. I know that you only have worked roughly about 4 days a week or so at Ross. But I mean that definitely does take away a little bit from what you were doing during the week and everything. I guess, has that impacted you a lot, Michael, or have you really, has it not impacted you as much? And then, have you viewed what's happened in terms of your life, outside of not being able to really go out as much? Have you viewed it as more of a detriment, or have you actually used it as a way to kind of get some other stuff done, as well? Just what's your thoughts on all of that?
Well, I mean, I'm a busy man, so I can stay busy at home, no problem. That's my thing. But in regards to Ross, I don't really depend on it, so I'm chilling with it. But it's definitely well, right now I'm getting paid paid leave for 2 weeks. So it depends on how long that lasts. And if we're going to open up and I go back to work, no changes. I just basically get free pay. It's a lot of things in the near future that can change. But besides that, yeah, I'm chilling. I'm staying busy. I got my invention.
There you go. That's what's up. Yeah, same here. I'm getting paid for 2 weeks too, which is great. Nice to know. We both work for companies who are at least, doing that for its workers, which is a good thing. And then, obviously, the Senate at least voted on it.
I'm feeling a personal attack coming on right now.
It's not. No, it's not. The Senate passed the bill that is going to give, Americans $1,200, a one-time $1,200 check, as long as, you don't make over $75,000 a year. And it's going to get voted on by the House tomorrow and probably get approved as well. Go ahead, Ricky.
Wait, what? I thought football players get paid a lot better than $7,500 or whatever. Are you talking about the Buffalo Bills?
No, Ricky, did you not hear what I said?
I know, bro. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
Let's go 49ers.
It's already going to shit.
Oakland 49ers, let's go.
This is already going to shit. All right. Niners. No. But
Shut the hell.
Yeah, Oklahoma Niners.
No, but so, it's a good thing to know, we are going to be at least still getting some money. It's fortunate. At least I don't have a ton of bills that I have to pay, which is fortunate. And obviously there's not going to be much other expenses outside of, groceries and the like, because there's not a lot of stuff that's open. So it will be nice to at least have some sort of, money that will be coming in still, which is going to be a good thing. But I did want to go ahead and ask you guys, and I'll go ahead and ask this question right now. Ricky, you guessed it was going to be 3 weeks. Obviously, it's much longer than that.
Yeah, I was so wrong.
Trump said earlier this week that he wants to reopen the country and have stuff reopened by Easter Sunday. Now, obviously, this virus is something Now, obviously, I can already tell where you're going on this. What you're going to say, but obviously, this virus is something that is kind of not necessarily unpredictable, but it's something that. We don't have an idea of how much it's going to spread each day. But first off, I just want to get your guys' thoughts on that, his idea to reopen the country by Easter, and then how long you really do think this is going to last. I'll go ahead and start with that. So, Michael, if you want, go ahead and start on it, because it sounded like you were laughing at that idea.
Well, it's if the idea is that it's going to be gone by Easter, no. We have like this lockdown thing that's going on. So it might create like a bubble in the chart to where it might be going down in the terms of cases, but like once we all go back to work and stuff, it's just gonna pop right back up. If there's a couple people with it, it's just gonna spread the same way. So it's like, I don't think so.
And then, how long do you foresee this lasting? How long do you think it'll be until stay-at-home orders across the country are lifted in multiple states, and we start seeing this curve kind of go on the downward kind of go on the down to show that there's some positive gains when it comes to this virus? How long do you expect it to be until we see that from occurring?
Well, that's going to happen once it goes through the population, and it's probably going to go through the population by. Before the weather changes. So when the weather changes, it's probably going to go down, I think, but it's definitely not going to go away until we have a vaccine for everyone.
Yeah.
So,
and vaccines usually typically do take roughly a year, sometimes longer to actually make. I know that from what I've heard through multiple different sites, that there's some pretty good progress being made on this realm. But it'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah, they're already doing the human trials.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how quick we actually get that. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it definitely sounds like they're making some pretty big.
They're barely starting the human trials. I could have sworn I remember like back then hearing that they were starting to pay people like money to actually get infected with it so they could work on it.
Well, usually they don't start human trials that early because from what I read, they start on like primates or whatever, like monkeys and stuff.
Yeah. Like our Homo sapiens, closest things to us. I took anthropology. I know.
I didn't, so I don't know.
Well, we're going to go ahead and actually jump into part 2 with this podcast. We're talking. I'll get Ricky's thoughts on how long he believes the duration of this is going to be. We're getting one of our other friends likely in here within like the next 15 to 20 minutes as well. So stay tuned. We got a lot more to discuss here on the Liberty Hour.
Right.
We'll be right back.